Hello, video gamers, and welcome to the first installment of Shu and Chan's E3 2021 Countdown. I'm Shu Tanaka.
I'm Chan Tanaka.
40.
Say again, Arnie.
I'm counting down to E3, starting with 40.
40 what? Days?
I mean, maybe. I don't actually know when E3 starts this year.
Perhaps that would be a sign in the future not to share that lack of knowledge with the public.
Hey, you brought me in here for a countdown. I'm duty-bound to count down.
We brought you in here, Arnie, because we just threw away a container of expired sesame noodles, and we can't trust you not to dig them out of the kitchen garbage when our backs are turned. Also, E3 2021 starts on Saturday, June 12th, so no, it would not be 40 days from now.
If we allow fractions, any real number can be evenly divided into 40 segments. I stand by my initial countdown.
It's also not a literal countdown, Arnie, even if our regular viewers didn't have anything better to do than spend a month straight staring at another video game countdown clock. And don't think for a minute I wholly put it past them. We have a bustling independent video game studio to run.
We need some sort of bathroom break arrangement at the very least.
But with that said, even in its new non-corporeal form, E3 represents one of the biggest events of the gaming year, which is why we're using this airtime to speculate, anticipate, and celebrate the world's largest video gaming trade show. Right, Chan?
I imagine we'll be leaning pretty heavily on the speculate portion of the program today, given that we don't actually know much about the show thus far.
Well, in general terms, I think we can expect to see the usual mix of game announcements, previews, wildly inaccurate teaser trailers.
Do you think so? Even after the whole cyberpunk thing?
Well, I don't think the experience will be entirely unchanged,
What
but
cyberpunk thing?
the bit with the misleading trailers. Are you messing with us, Arnie?
No, I've been a little out of the game news loop this last year with everything that's been going on. So, what's the deal with cyberpunk? Is it out yet?
Well, not on the PlayStation Store.
I think what Chen's getting at, Arnie, is that he believes the gaming public may approach quote-unquote in-engine reveal trailers with a touch more skepticism this year due to what happened with Cyberpunk.
Fool me once, shame on you.
I don't get it. What happened with cyberpunk?
Now, that's his opinion, of course. Personally, while I imagine that developers will be a bit more careful this year about what elements they choose to shine a spotlight on, there's no force in the world that can stop the gaming public from taking whatever improbable unicorn and fairy whistle fantasies the publishers are selling and immediately incorporating them into the very core of their being. I consider it entirely plausible that right after the show, we'll see newborn babies named after teaser trailer blurbs like Every Decision Matters Jones and real-time 8K 120 FPS ray tracing O'Houlihan.
You don't think people will have their guard up at all now?
What, in hindsight and post-presentation write-ups? Absolutely, they'll tear the show apart. But while the show is going on, Brother Chan P.T. Barnum in his most shameful, self-indulgent hide-it-under-the-mattress fan fiction could not have even begun to conceive of a bigger gang of absolute suckers than video game audiences in the middle of watching a video game reveal trailer. They're eager for bamboozling.
Why do you say that?
Because, Arnie, that's literally the reason they showed up. People check out E3 trailers because they want to get their socks knocked off by a spectacular reveal. Verifying authenticity can wait for another day. And that's doubly true after a year like we've all had. Folks are starving for something new and amazing, no matter what or how realistic it is. Mark my words, even after the Cyberpunk debacle, you could have a trailer at this year's show promising sentient AI that will mend all your personal relationships and deposit Bitcoin in your bank account while you play, and I guarantee you it will receive a better than 99-to-1 ratio of people standing up and going woo versus people understanding that these things aren't even remotely plausible right now.
Do you find, brother, that your relentless cynicism ever holds you back in interactions with normal people?
Not at all. I find it's a marvelous crash pad for interpersonal expectations.
You two always so hung up on analysis. It's no wonder you can't just enjoy a game on its own merits like I do.
What are you playing right now, Arnie?
Well, nothing right now, but when Cyberpunk finally launches, I'll be immersed in a choice-driven action RPG with revolutionary AI and character customization, all taking place in the most advanced and believable open-world city to date.
Arnie, for your own sake, you should never go on the internet again.
The countdown continues.
Like the video gamers? We have more such wonders to show you, and all you have to do is subscribe and hit the notifications button.
I mean, you don't have to.
Also consider becoming a patron by following the link to our Patreon page, where we turn your cash into videos, comics, and games using the darkest of dark magics.
But mostly just cash.